All right, fourth grade, today is going to be a big day in terms of review. We're going to learn about subtraction. You guys have probably learned about this since like first grade, and you probably were even exposed to some bigger subtraction problems in third grade, like 3 or 4 digit numbers that look something like this. With subtraction, we know it's important to line up the place values like with most things, and like addition, we start in the ones place. Subtraction, another word for it is take away. Sometimes I like to say that instead of subtraction because it tells you exactly what to do. So let's start in the ones place. 4 take away 3 is 1. 2 take away 2, nothing left. 1 take away nothing, still got 1. And 2 take away 1, we're left with 1. This is probably familiar to you. You probably have this part of subtraction down. What we're going to focus on today, because this is probably what you need some review with, is problems like this. Doesn't look much different right now. I lined it up by place value. I'm going to start in the ones place, but here's the problem. In our ones place, we have 4, and they want me to take away 9. Now, I already know some of you are like, that's not a problem, it's 5. But you cannot take away 9 from 4. If the number on top is smaller than the number on the bottom, you have a problem. I cannot just have 4, like 4 fingers or 4 blocks, and I cannot take away 9 of them. So we have to do something called borrowing. What borrowing is you go next door and you borrow one, just like what it sounds like if you borrowed something from a friend or a neighbor. So let me build this number. Here's 100. You guys can count them if you don't believe me. Here's 30, and here's 4, 134. And I'm going to show you how to borrow from this neighbor without changing the number. So what I'm going to do, because this is where my problem is, I'm going to borrow one from my neighbor 3, and I'm going to make this 2. And with this one that I'm borrowing, I'm going to turn it into 10 ones instead of 1 10. Here's 5. Here's 10. I'm borrowing it, so I'm giving it to myself. So now I have a total of 10 plus 4, so 14 minus 9. The number on top is bigger than the number on the bottom, so now I can do this. Here's 14 blocks total. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, just double checking. And now I need to take away 9 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once those are gone, I'm left with 5. So now I'm going to move on to the tens place. I can't forget that I borrowed one. I used to have 3, but now I only have 2. How many am I going to take away? Just 1. So after I take away 1, I'm left with 1. Scoot this up a little bit. And then over here, I have 100 flat, and I'm taking away 1 of those. Take away the whole thing. Left with 0. But I know I don't have to write 0 because it's in the far left place, and we never start a number with 0. So after I have 134 and I take away 119, all that's left is 15. When you guys are working with your teacher, I want you to imagine these blocks. I know you guys don't have them handy. You can use your fingers, but I also want you to imagine these blocks. Imagine borrowing one and putting it here. That way you don't forget, because if you borrow, you have to put it back. Otherwise, you're completely changing the number, and we don't want to do that. So you guys are going to have more practice with your teacher. Imagine these blocks, and good luck.